So first step is to configure your WAN. Okay, and there are three basic procedure to configure your WAN. First one is configure with static IP address, and configure with dhcp. Hello and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are going to see how we can configure our first MikroTik router. So in this video I will try to set up this in the steps. Like, first of all, you should know what you need, like what is the requirement, how you're going to configure. So first step is to configure your WAN. Okay, and there are three basic procedure to configure your WAN. First one is configure with static IP address, and configure with dhcp client, and configure with PPPoE client. Okay, once your WAN is configured, what next you need? Next you need is your LAN, and how you're going to configure. There are multiple ways, like you can configure PPPoE, you can configure hotspot, or you can configure both. Or the basic way is to configure DHCP server that anyone can connect directly just by plugging their computer wire into the switch, or just by connecting to the Wi-Fi. It won't require any username and password or any hotspot page, any guest page. So first you need to set up your requirement and make a diagram that how you're going to configure it. Like I'm going to configure it very simple. Like, first I will configure the WAN with a static IP address, and second I will configure the LAN port with DHCP server. Okay, so we are going to use this method, configure WAN with the static IP. Alright, so the first thing is let's do with this thing, set IP address in addresses. Okay, and then set DNS, and the third is set route or gateway address. Okay, so first we'll configure WAN, and then we'll check what we're going to configure on LAN. First of all, let me show you, we have like three addresses here. If you have seen the previous video configuring or discussing the basic features. So I'm going to DHCP client, and I'll remove this. So I'll see one address is removed from here, and I'll just keep this 100 IP address as a static IP address. You guys can see 21.100. Alright, and let's see the DNS, and that address was from DHCP client, so that's why it's gone from here, because right now we're using the static way to connect. Alright, so this is the DNS, and the DNS of Google we are going to use. Okay, let's try ping google.com. Oh, we cannot. Okay, let's try ping 192.168.21.100, we can ping our address. That's funny. Let's try the gateway. We can also ping the gateway, so let's try 8.8.8.8. no route to. Okay, so we set up the IP address, that was step 1, and then we set up the DNS, that was step 2, and the step 3 was to set up the route. Oh, we missed that part. Alright, let's sorry. It was 21.2. Alright, so now we are able to ping. Let's try pinging Google. Okay, so the WAN is connected and we are able to ping Google and the Google DNS. Okay, so next thing was to configure the DHCP server for the LAN, and here we have only one interface. Let's just quickly create another interface. Settings and add. We're going to add the network adapter, and we'll use yeah, VMnet 0, that's fine. Host only, okay. I guess that was not rebooted from the Winbox system settings. Alright, no problem. Okay. Let's wait few seconds for it to come back up, and then we'll check. It should have got a new interface. Alright, it's back. Okay, so here we got two interfaces. Let's just comment out interface. Ethernet 1 is the interface WAN, and Ether 2 is going to be the LAN. Okay, so here we are going to the DHCP server, and we will create a DHCP server using this DHCP setup wizard. Okay, so I am going to use this Ether 2, and you can see the highlighted name of that WAN or LAN. I'm going to select the LAN. So first of all, it will ask for the IP address we want to assign, and as for now we have not assigned any IP address to the LAN. So first of all, we're going to assign an IP address, and I would like 10.0.0.1/8. That's a big network. Oh, I'm sorry, assigned it to Ether 1. Okay, so it's assigned to Ether 2, and that is the LAN network. So let's start the setup for DHCP, and Ether 2 is LAN. Yes, that's correct, and the address is 10.0.0.0. that is correct too, and the gateway is correct too. Okay, so here it's asking the address pool that's starting from 10.0.0.2 and to 10.255.255.254. I don't know how much these IPs are going to be. You can calculate that's going to be in millions, I guess. Okay, so it's asking for the DNS for this DHCP server. It's a bit confusing, but let me explain you how it works. Like, if a computer is connected to this router and gets the IP address from this computer, that will also get the DHCP, so the DNS IP address from this router. So that's why we're configuring the DNS server here. Okay, so I'm going to click next, and next is the lease time, and I already define what is the least time, but I'll explain one more time if you want to. No. Well, it's the life of an IP address, if it's alive. In simple line, I will say that. Okay, and or DHCP server is successfully created. So I'm going to test the DHCP server, but how? I don't have any computer in this VMware. Okay, in next video when we will test the PBPoE and the DHCP, I'll show you with the same configuration with a computer, as I'm going to install a computer on VMware, and I'll show you with the testing. But this is the perfect configuration, you guys don't need to be worried about it. And just one thing I'm missing, I'll just want to make sure if there is a NAT rule. No, there is no NAT rule, so internet won't work on that. You just need to add the NAT rule here and the source address, and that is going to be 10.10.10.0/8. so action is masquerade. So now from computers or client side, they'll be able to connect to the internet and use the traffic of internet. If you don't allow this in firewall, users can ping the IP of the router, or they can access the internal LAN communication, but they cannot connect to internets. So if you want your client to be connected to the internet, you need to assign or set up a rule in NAT. Thank you so much for watching this video, and in the next video we'll learn further about MikroTik configuration. Thank you.